Daddy, just come out, just coming towards the road.
I'm Mr. Lambert with Fountain Music and Meals. If you're new to this channel, like and subscribe, and you'll probably see me at the end of the video. See ya!
Hey guys, I'm George Lambert with Mountain Music and Mules. Hunt today that you're getting ready to watch, it shows a lot of the ups and downs in hound hunting. And what I mean by that is one moment you can be starting out your hunt in the morning, fresh, feeling good, dogs start trailing a good track. You think for sure you're getting ready to be in this big, exciting drilling field bear hunt, and then it just goes all to nothing. 2 hours later, you're scratching your head and you can't figure out what just happened. As kind of in this particular hunt, we think we're done, getting ready to go home. Decide to make one more little hunt, and 30 minutes later, I got pups doing a great job, have a big exciting bear chase, and finally get a bear treat. So to start out this hunt, me and another local hound hunter, Mr. Cole, we're headed out the top of the mountain before daylight, and I think I heard Scruff just tree. He's getting ready to tree. Pretty sure, yep. Well, have to give me a minute, I gotta get Scruff. Anyway, I'll be back to y'all in just a second. No, Scruff, come on. Alright, got Scruff back. So back to what I was saying. Me and another local hound hunter, we just head out the top of the mountain driving. We can drive so far and then you gotta get in all walking. But anyway, we just head out to the top of the mountain before daylight. Got way out there, let the dogs out, started walking out, heading towards a big thicket we know about, trying to get a bear jumped up. So we're heading out through there, and then the dogs start trailing, and they start trailing pretty decent. So we feel pretty good about it. They trail up across the mountain, come around, kind of come back towards where our truck was. We're headed back towards the truck. And eventually we get back to the truck. I just come on back to the truck, which is where I am now, and the dogs are trailing off on the west side of this mountain. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll get it jumped in a little bit. Dogs are trailing around the side of the mountain under us. Meanwhile, Uncle and Lil Jeff, they're down south on the mountain, I don't know, 5-6 miles from us. They have the dogs on the truck still, riding around this old dirt road. So as I'm getting back to my truck and driving down the old dirt road, trying to keep up with mine and Mr. Cole's hounds that are trailing right below the road off the side of the mountain, Uncle and Lil Jeff, I hear them on the radio. They found a track.
Alright, well Dad just hollered and said he just struck one, so he turned tricks off, tried on it, and she's going pretty decent. So he's putting, I think, a few other dogs with it, but I'm probably about a half mile out from him, so I'll give them a while, see what they do. Yeah.
Did you see where they went the wrong way, dusting him, overrunning it or something?
Yeah.
Uncle lets the dogs off on the track. They trail up above the road. They go around underneath the top of the mountain, start trailing kind of back off towards the road where they just drove. Dogs get down pretty close to the road, still trailing. Like they're definitely not running. The scent is still old, as what I kind of mean by trailing. The dogs get down within 100 yards of the road or so and just cannot figure it out. Something has just messed them up. They're having a terrible time. They end up off in the road. You know, obviously Uncle and Lil Jeff, they don't know what's going on either. They
No idea.
They ain't sure. You know, it could be the bear could have turned during the night and walked straight back up. He could have crossed the road and they're just having trouble in the scent. Who knows? So they let the dogs mess around there a little while. Can't figure it out.
And that's the overrun it somewhere back. The way they was going, you wouldn't have thought you'd overrun it, would you get?
See, they wasn't barking good when they come around here.
So maybe they messed it up there somewhere.
So I wonder.
I have no idea.
So Uncle decides to take the dogs back probably a mile north to where he started the track and start the dogs all over.
So trying to get just trying to figure out. Dogs lost it there for a little bit, overrun, I think. So Dad took them back up there to a spot and got them back on again. So we're just still waiting to see what they do.
The dogs start the track. They take it up just like they did before, around the side of the mountain. They start back down towards the road, and when they start down this time, instead of getting hung up right at the road, they start down and then they pick up where the bear had made a pretty sharp cut.
All right, I think they're getting straightened back out on it some now. But for some reason, the other thing went up there and went out of nowhere, just made a almost complete U-turn and went back along this track like 200 yards above where it just walked through. So I think at least they got them straightened out. They're back on it now, so. But it's definitely picking up. They're starting to sound a lot better now, so I don't think they're jumped yet.
Hey, I just made it back to the truck on my ride back his other way. They're right beside the road, ain't they?
Yeah, I'm hanging back from them, but they're starting to sound real good again.
And what we know now, what happened is the bear had turned, walked straight back up the mountain, and laid down. So the dogs trailed down towards the road, figured it out this time, turned, went back up, and boom, they got the bear jumped. And when I say jumped, that means the bear is aware he's being followed. It's turned into a race where the hounds are trying to catch the bear.
I'm not too sure if they didn't just jump it a couple minutes ago, because they're covering a lot of terrain really quick now. It's rough stuff, and they're barking real good. So the way they're acting, they're jumped. I don't know if they had it made up for a while, or what they was just showing on the map, circle around, and they showed trees and then moving again. So I think they had it like something made up the ground, but they're like a mile and a half up in there, so couldn't hear real good. But now they've started coming back off there, and they're kind of coming towards the road again. If they come down across the road, then I'll put the rest of mine in here with them.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm catching bits and pieces, listening to them on the radio. So I'm up on this end of the mountain. Uncle and Lil Jeff, they're having this big chase down south of me. Me and Mr. Cole's dogs are trailing kind of off the mountain, trailing. Never get jumped, never catch up to the bear, nothing. They just all of a sudden just start showing treed. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I can tell the dogs the young dogs aren't wanting to stay treed. I can tell something's a little different. What it ended up being was a den tree, a big tree with a hole in the top of it. And a lot of times, bear, when it gets late in the year like this, a lot of times the bear will climb up, go in them holes. Sometimes they might spend the night, sometimes they might spend half of the winter there. Obviously I didn't see the bear, so can I be 100% that he was there? No. So I get the dogs off that tree, and actually Mr. Cole picks me up at the bottom. And then we start discussing what we're going to do next. If we're going to call it quits, do we want to go on another hunt? If we're going to go on another hunt, where could we go that's going to be somewhat of a quick, I wanted to get back out before dark. So we're sitting there discussing that. I reckon I should go back to Lil Jeff now.
Yeah, I don't know if you got all that, but the dogs just come all the way back off the mountain and come down there like probably 400 yards off the road and just treed here. So, and it's done pretty good, but evidently, assuming they got it, so walk in here real quick, take his puppy of mine, a couple others, just put them in there, make sure it stays up, and then go from there. From where I'm at here, you can hear them. They are sounding real good, so feeling pretty confident they are. Got him setting good in trees, so. Heading in here to this tree, you can hear them up here sounding pretty good, so go in here, see what they got up. Get about a half mile up here, walk ahead of me, go up here, but it's setting good. I'll go and tie everything back and see what happens here. My shape. I'm about 350 yards from them now, but it's sounding good, so hopefully it's setting good. Hey! Daddy, just come out. He's coming towards the road.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, go ahead.
He come out?
Yeah, he just came out. He went back up, but he's not setting good. And he's a lot bigger than what I thought.
All right, I'm trying to get in touch with him. Let me see what I can do here.
So Lil Jeff gets in there. Bear jumps out of the first tree, heads down the ridge, and the dogs get him treed again. So Lil Jeff makes the decision that, let me back up a minute. We have a guy, Mr. Tony. He don't hunt with us often. This year was the first time I'd really met him and got to know him. But he'd come up with us for just a couple days. If he got to harvest the bear, he was tickled pink. If he didn't, he just likes being around and seeing the dogs work. And us as houndsmen, that's the people we love to take. If you want to harvest a bear, that's great. But if you really appreciate the dog work, that goes a long ways by us. So anyway, Mr. Tony, he had done walked with me a couple days, been to, I'm not sure how many trees. Like I say, I think he'd been up 3 days by now. So he'd done put in the miles, and we knew that if he got the opportunity, if it was a nice bear, that he would be willing to harvest it. So Lil Jeff determined that the bear was nice and hollered on the radio at Mr. Tony, which Mr. Tony was up towards me, and told him that if he wanted to come in and see this bear, see the dog work, and possibly have the opportunity to harvest it.
All right, hopefully it sets his time. He's up pretty good sitting on a limb now. He's up sitting on a limb good enough now. I think he'll stay somewhere and tie all his back. We'll see. So hopefully they'll set and then get somebody in here. I think I guess somebody wants to shoot it.
Mr. Tony was tickled pink. Took him a little while, but got in there, got in with Lil Jeff. Uncle, Lil Jeff, and Tony, they decided they was going to take that bear.
We're good to go. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna let some of these go. Let the leads go with them. I'm gonna leave a hook to this one.
Now back to me. So Lil Jeff got a hold of me, told him, kind of updated me on what was going on. Said they had just harvested a nice bear. We talked back and forth, and I told him that I'd get the mules, or depending on if they needed the mules, I'd get them. If not, we would, us as a group, we'd be down there here in a little bit and help them get that bear out. But that I was getting ready, me and Mr. Cold talked, we was going to take another just little quick hunt, just in hopes of getting another bear up and running if possible. So Lil Jeff and them, they're down there, they're working on getting their dogs and stuff out. I grab a couple dogs out of the truck and start down through a pretty thick, wouldn't really call it a laurel patch. This is basically some old overgrown clear cuts, real thick, kind of nasty stuff, up in briars and vines, but just scale around through them. Hopefully get a bear. Pretty much just a thick, it had been logged, I think probably 10-12 years ago, so it was pretty thick. Great place for a bear to lay. So I get my dogs out and head down through there. So the dogs haven't opened. They haven't barked at all yet. I can tell by their body language that they're getting the scent of a bear. So just gonna watch them a minute. I'm sure here in a minute probably one of them will bark. They just barked the first time. So it's old. Actually, I think there's a road way down here below me. And when I was coming up through there, the dogs barked on the truck right there, and I let them off and they couldn't figure it out. So I feel like this is probably the same track. So we'll see.
They trailing it on off.
Yeah, I mean, it's old. They're just starting to bark a little bit more now, but you know, up till now, they haven't barked 3-4 times in the last like 20 minutes, but now they're trailing straight off from me. They left me.
Okay.
Well, they're trying. It's a pretty rough track, but they're giving it a pretty good whirl, so hopefully we'll get it going here in a little bit. Trailing like straight off the mountain, and then they go hard south back under where I just walked, within like 200 yards of where I just walked, and having a terrible time. 45 minutes or an hour later, I'm still, they haven't went 300-400 yards. I'm sitting here. They're a few minutes ago they was doing okay with it, a few of them barking. Now they're hung up bad. I'm just having a terrible time figuring it out. So then I start fighting the mind battle. You know, are they the right way or the wrong way? Or is like, are they following the scent the wrong direction? So I ain't got no choice but to just give them a few minutes and see if they can figure it out. And you know, here in a little bit, if they can't figure it out, then I'll turn them around and let them try the other way. So we'll see. I make the decision with the way our time frame and stuff was going as far as that evening. I knew Lil Jeff and him had that bear down. I made the decision to try one last effort. I was going to holler at the dogs, turn them around, and try the track, see if they could trail it the other way. So I kind of dropped down to where the dogs are, holler at them a little bit, get them turned around. They start trailing back the other way. They trail around to where they started the track, and then they pick. They don't trail maybe 100 more yards going north this way, the opposite way that they've been trailing. They go north, and bam, the bear was laying right there. All right, keep an eye on him now. Dad, y'all watching them?
Yeah, 10-4.
This is the track we've been fooling with for the last like half hour. It's just I've been the wrong way.
You need to go back the other way?
Yeah, they're taking it pretty good now. Hey Dad, shoot. I'm gonna try to get off here as quick as I can so I can help you. 19, you see them? They're running now.
Yeah, I gotta get turned around. Cole, they coming behind me or in front of me? Behind us.
All right, so we just finally just got that bear jumped. So we'll see what happens.
They're going parallel with the road going down right now for a little ways. They're, the ones that are on the track are barking good because Scuffy's barking pretty good. Hey, Big George, don't turn around. They're going down. I turned around the wrong way.
I really ain't sure what to do.
All right, little Big George, they should be right there getting ready to cross in front of you.
Well, just like that, I'm out of it. So I just gotta make my way out of here and get off here. We'll see what happens. Hey, 19 or any, I know it's gonna be a little bit chaotic here, but any road crossings that we can catch Jenny, I'd like to catch her and Dottie.
If we don't get her here, we can get her up. They'll probably cross the main road.
Yeah, that's fine. And if you don't get her, it's no big deal, but if we get the chance. Hey Dad, I'm sure you're watching on GPS, but it turned. It might not cross right there.
Right, the thing turned. He turned it when he come down the road right there. It's going to cross up there behind you there, 19.
Which goes to show, I'd been within 300-400 yards of that bear for the last hour. You know, obviously I didn't have any idea. Other times I would have called them dogs off and just went onto the truck, or let them just kept trying to take that bear south, you know, that track south. But anyway, it worked out this time. I got the dogs. Like I say, they when they started trailing north, they didn't go 100 yards, and and the bear was laying there the whole time. Bam, he's jumped straight down within 50 yards of the road. The bear made a couple hard loops right next to the road, shot straight back up the mountain towards me. I'm standing there getting my camera and all that, hoping to get some video of the bear. Little Jeff, and I'll jump back to him now. Little Jeff and Uncle, Mr. Tony, they had heard that I had some excitement going on and I was going to be a little while before I got down to help them. So they decided to tackle into getting the bear out by themselves, which honestly, with the way Little Jeff is, and you can get it on his back, Little Jeff will take off with it. So Uncle and Mr. Tony got the bear up on Little Jeff's back, and I think they basically said it wasn't too bad. I think Mr. Tony switched out with him one time, but basically they got the bear out with not too terrible much problem. Once they get the dogs all loaded, the bear loaded, they start heading back up to check on me, see what I'm getting into. And now, back to me. Well, the bear went down to the road and it turned. It's coming right back up towards me. There's another road that's beside me. I think it's going to cross that one, but we'll see.
It's running right up alongside the road.
All right, it just crossed this other road that I was talking about. So we're gonna put a few more dogs on it.
It just crossed the road there. George, you want to go ahead and put yours on it?
Yeah, Dad, that's fine. Go ahead. It's running right up the road, isn't it?
Going right up the road or right up the creek, one of the two. Only way I'm going to catch Jenny right there to be the front dog because she's at front.
It didn't tree right there, did it? I think it's tree. Watch, look at them trees right there. I think it's up a tree. Hey, it's up a tree right there, I think. Watching dogs, I'm pretty sure it's trees. Yeah, I'm heading off here. We'll see what in a few minutes. Like I say, Uncle and them done made it back from down in the area where they was. The bear goes, cuts off, crosses the road, and they put a few more dogs on it. So while they're letting the dogs out, you got to be there to kind of get the full picture. It's just adrenaline filled, dogs barking, action packed, and I'm standing up on the mountain watching what's going on, and I realized on my Garmin that my front dogs that had just crossed the road, they didn't go 100 yards up beside the road, and bam, they're all showing treed. So I'm standing up on the mountain, I'm showing treed on the Garmin, I'm listening to them, I can tell that they're barking treed, but Dad and them, they just turned them fresh dogs loose, and they're not exactly sure what's going yet. They can't see the bear, and they're getting some young dogs to go on. So I'm up on the mountain. I just decide just to bail off, just to take off down the mountain. And somehow, some way, I'm not sure exactly how this worked, but I got down the road. I got down the mountain, crossed the road. When I pulled up this little ridge, like I say, it wasn't 50, 70 yards from the truck. I got in there and realized I was somehow the first one still to the tree. So Dad hollers at me. They figure out what's going on. They holler at me and tell me that they're pretty sure the bear's treed. You know, we're talking back toward the radio, and I tell him I'm already sitting at the tree getting dogs tied up. So
tree. I gotta figure out a way to get through. I don't know where the bear is though. You know what? I might go with Uncle Jeffrey.
You want me to help you carry across the creek?
I have waterproof boots, but I didn't.
Send them arm.
Alright, I got the rest. Yeah! Too bad we don't have a gun.
Well, somebody want to kill it?
I know I'm not, because I already killed one bear. When I kill my next bear, I want to either use the 300 blackout or the 350 legend.
You like that guy?
Yeah, I love it. Can you hold the camera, please?
All right, keep climbing. Here.
What I'm trying to say is this style of hunting is an absolute blast. We went through all this bear, we decided just to let him go. He treed reasonably easy, gave us a great chase. Dogs did good, and we had no reason to harvest him. He didn't meet the criteria that we tried to follow, so we let him go for another day. It was a great ending, one of them ups and down days. Thank y'all for watching. Remember to hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell notification. Means YouTube will notify you anytime that I put a video up. You ain't gonna beat me. Alright, we're headed back home to finish. I gotta go in and edit this video.
Right here, this is a video. My dad actually almost tackled a bear. Close to it, at least 5 inches. At least 5 inches.